All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Mushoku Tensei, Season 1, Episode 1. All right,
boy.
New show, replacing
Indeed.
Bungo.
Yep.
This is a show that has been hotly requested over the last bit. Something we're really excited to get into as it's rather rare to have so many people of our audience across different spectrums of things recommending an isekai for us to react to.
Yep.
The last time we reacted to an isekai, we had kind of middling experience with it with Slime.
Yeah.
And while I would say that overall it was still fun to react to, that latter third of the season kind of dropped off for us.
It doused a bit of our enjoyment, but this one apparently is known as the grandfather of the modern isekai.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we looked it up, and it was apparently a light novel originally.
Right. Started in beginning of 2014.
Yeah.
So right after SAO anime came out. Cool.
Okay. Yeah. And then eventually got a manga not long afterwards.
Right.
So this thing got really popular really quickly.
And just only now is it getting an anime.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the big thing is just that they needed a specific amount of time to get ready to how are we going to adapt this? Not just how are we going to adapt this story wise, but visually and all that as well.
And the it's one of those interesting things, because when I hear people talking about this show, non-spoilery of course, but people are talking about it either very positively or very negatively. And we have been warned basically of why the negative stuff is primarily talked about, because it's better for us to go in with a little bit of a content warning that there are some things that might be triggering, or might be at the very least a reason for us to not watch the show at all. Right, if it's just not something where we want to get into that or whatever. And
and we will be getting into it. We will be watching the show and judging that for ourselves. It's better for us, in our opinion, to have a show that is something that we actually experience before we talk about it, or before we judge it entirely, unless it's something where it's a sequel of something where we already have an established idea of what the show is, and then it absolutely shits the bed.
Right.
Looking at you, Promised Neverland.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
basically what we know about it can be summed up as, we know that the main character is very unlikable.
For reasons.
For reasons, right? And, we have our ideas of what that probably means, but given that Mushoku Tensei, the English translation of it is Jobless Reincarnation, right?
Yeah, it's going to be some more unsavory aspects, probably, of a neat character,
right?
In general,
maybe the less isekai wish fulfillment, more darkly realistic. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see. Yeah, but okay, yeah, new show, and be sure to check out all the stuff in the description below if you want to stay up to date with everything up ahead of time, because we do early access and full-length reactions for all that. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh!
All right, just starting with it.
Yep. Truck-kun has already done their duty. Okay, shit.
Visually, it's gorgeous.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, is he already, shifting in between worlds?
I think so.
This is the process of reincarnation. Yeah, he's reincarnating into the next world. Cool. Yeah, and that's his mom probably giving birth, Wow. Oh, God. Home birth. Oh. Oh.
And the perspective. Hold on. Yep.
Your baby! Oh no, your baby is going to have some intelligence advances. Oh
no.
my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
God.
Ah, subarashi indeed. From birth. From birth.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
okay.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Oh, oh no! Death!
Oh shit!
Literally cast a spell?
Yeah, maybe. And then her hand starts to glow.
Did the fighter marry the cleric? Oh my god. Oh, that's gorgeous. Whoa, little cross symbols, yeah. Ah!
Okay, retired adventurers, cool.
The adventurers got married, settled down, and had a kid!
Yep.
Oh! We're gonna meet their party eventually.
Oh, totally.
Okay, show us the world outside. Oh. OP time? Oh! The chest. The family chest. Not the kind he wants to fondle, but
Right,
you know,
right,
like,
right, exactly.
the kind with still good treasure
But
inside.
still he wants to get inside of.
Yes, yes.
He's not tall enough to open it. Oh no.
And you idiot. Oh, never mind,
Okay.
never mind. Okay.
All right.
It's like I burst out like a mimic in Dark Souls, you know? Oh,
Yeah, books are hard to make here.
Of course, I was gonna say, I'm
Right.
like, 1,000? They'd have to be
Yeah.
like really tiny then. Whoa. Okay.
I mean, you're the child of two adventurers, so maybe.
Oh! Don't let it fall on the book. Whoa! All
right.
Create water.
I love the look of the magic going through his body.
Oh! Ah! Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh no, did he draw the water from inside his own body?
The voice acting. Yeah, so as he's getting older, and so he's literally solo leveling.
yeah.
Oh, sure.
That looks
a
like
good-looking
good
meal.
food.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, like you need to get out of here. They're gonna have sex. Yeah. He's so engrossed in his book. Oh.
He actually made it work.
I did it. Nice shot. He's having so much fun.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy. Fireball.
Yeah.
Oh, just a better stream of water, sure. Whoa! 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 Ah! Jeez!
Well, okay.
Yeah, this is a...
Yeah, how did he learn to read? Damn it, gender norms are a thing in this world.
Yeah.
Why not both? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god. But no. No. It's gonna be like a young, shy girl that's like, you know, like,
Yeah.
hi. Roxy. Okay. Oh my... Oh
Here
my
we
god.
go.
Here we go. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, alright.
Maybe if he was in his 30s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love her already, though.
That is a majestic looking horse.
Yeah. The pacing. I love it. Oh. Whoa, whoa.
All right.
Oh, it's the same spell, too.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa! Oh! Okay, there's
Shit.
some things you need to learn from her.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, now we're gonna see some cool magic.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's cool.
Whoa! Whoa!
All right.
So you should do it. You should do it with incantation, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh.
Her pride as a mage is like, oh, God. Shit.
Oh my god!
And she just healed.
Of course. In Eroge games,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
yeah,
yep. Yep, she gives him a head pat. Oh, nope.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Ah. This is so pretty, though.
Wow.
Wow. It's practically a bronze meal, you know. Everything is like golden brown and oh. Maybe
Yeah.
even I.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
And there's the show.
And there's the show. Yep.
You can get serious about living. Oh, that's a
Ooh.
line.
All right.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for checking out the reaction portion of the video. So be sure to go back to YouTube for the discussion. All right.
Okay.
This is our fantasy world.
Yep.
It's very straightforward and simple. We've got ourselves our young boy protagonist in Rudius or Rudy, and okay, he's born to a family after getting truck-kunned.
That's right.
Classic. We're just starting off with that.
Straightforward.
I can totally see them doing backstory on this character though, rather than just having the entire world story be focused in the actual fantasy world. I could see them flashing back to the real world. Especially as there's aspects of him being the, neat pervert, kind of aspects there. And that being something where he'll have to deal with the consequences of living like that in the current world.
For all of the things, the things that he has to make him unlikable, as a main character, he is one of the most interesting isekai protagonists I've seen.
Yeah, thus far, he's doing a really great job of being engaged actively in the world.
Well, both him being engaged in the world, but then also us seeing why him getting isekai'd is so important, right?
Sure.
Because like when I think about like stories and like characters where you want to have them be kind of broken down and stuff, there's also this notion of the characters finding the distinction or discovering the distinction between what they want and what they need. Right?
Sure.
And this is the kind of thing where it's absolutely something that he wants.
Yes.
Right? He didn't know that this would happen, right? But he's like, oh sweet, I can use magic now. This is going to be awesome, right?
Everything is working out exactly how he would want.
Exactly how he would want it.
Yeah.
And yet, because of what we know of him, right? What little we know of him,
very little, but with the way the episode ended on that.
Yeah, the way the episode ended on that, and the extreme language with which he even himself described his previous life.
Serious about living.
Yeah. I am so completely on board with seeing this dude get to the end of his rope, basically.
Well, in a lot of ways, I feel like he doesn't need to get to the end of his rope again. I feel like it's the idea that there was something that was so bad that he came from
now it's that
he's not necessarily like awful or what have you. There's aspects of him that were probably really bad, but he was also probably victimized on some level. But it's the idea of whatever that consequence of that nature is, that's going to follow through into this world a little bit, and then it's the question of what aspects of him being given this new shot at life. Will he try and do things differently?
Yep, and
he doesn't necessarily have to.
Right, he doesn't have to, and currently he doesn't have any motivation to.
Nope.
Right, he'll keep doing things the way he would regularly do it. Cool, I got magic now. I'll learn how to use it.
Yep.
Oh, cool. I'm surrounded by a bunch of ladies, and because I'm a little kid, they don't think of anything. They don't think much of anything I do. No. Awesome, but he actually has a really good situation here. He's got a family that cares about him.
Loves him a lot. They love each other.
Yep, they really do.
I mean, they are a young couple. Just absolutely enjoying the fact that they only have the one kid.
And
they also have a maid to take care of the kid for them at times. So they can be like, maid, take the kid out of the house, about a good 30, 40 feet, from the house.
But then also just they're retired adventurers that are also kind of like, the dad's helping to protect the town and everything. So they both have they're both very physically fit and everything. And so they have fun with that, right?
They are rocking the hot bods,
yep.
The adventure bods, where they leveled up everything. And now they're basically done,
Yep. I am very excited to see if these parents become like long-term ongoing characters.
Yes.
Because I could see it being something where it's like, oh yeah, we have the comedy bits of like, oh, she's got big boobs, and and oh yeah, they have their sexy times and everything, right? And he's just reading his book,
And all the ladies of the town are just like, oh my god,
swooning over him as he swings the sword, and so many abs and everything. But I could also definitely see it being something where these people that, like he said, they're like children compared to me, right? I was in my 30s,
right?
I'm guessing they're early 20s, right? He could end up getting something where it's the no. Why do you guys maybe have something to teach me, right? Like,
there's so many ways they go with this, but I'm just gonna throw out there the fact that he was born in this fantasy world means that he gets to have a family that could be really wholesome.
Yep.
I think one of the most immediate things you can guess about someone when they're in a situation that's not necessarily healthy and they're an adult, their family situation was pretty shitty on some level.
Sure. Okay.
Like, not necessarily.
Right.
But it could have been on some level. And I'm gonna throw out there that's gonna be one of the first immediate contrasts between the previous world and his previous life and this world, is that he actually has a really good, loving family here. And the previous one, maybe it wasn't so much.
Right. Or even if it was a good one, you know, at the end it turned into, I'm guessing he was still living at home, neat and all that stuff. You know, if you're banging on the floor for food, someone is making you food.
Yeah, but that's not a healthy.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And that's something that would have come about because of a combination, an enabling, right, from the people that are making him the food and things like that, but then also from the behaviors that he's doing of, just staying locked in his room and, and all that, right?
And there could be like legitimate like health reasons and all kinds of stuff like that, where it's like, oh, we totally understand how that kind of stuff would have formed out of a habit of survival, of a necessity, and then could have become something more. But right now,
who knows?
Right now
he's got it
getting
real
introduced
good.
to the fantasy world, and it's wonderful. It's great.
Yep.
The magic being something that is incantation versus not is kind of a fun little like thing for him to deal with, because it is a sign, much like it was in the Harry Potter world, that if you can do magic without speaking it out, like the spell, lingo,
you've got an advantage.
You have an extreme advantage,
right?
But the way in which the character animation on Roxy was just like, oh my fucking god, right? like it's when you're like wanting to like play guitar and you're learning with someone, and you learn over the course of 2 months like this amount,
right?
And in 2 months they learn like everything. You're just like,
right. And she's supposed to be the expert here, and here there's this actual baby, basically, right? Like toddler.
Hey, he's like 6 or 7, I would say. Yeah, would you say he's like 6? Like let me show you here, because this is an image from the earlier part. No, I would say here he's potentially potentially as old as 7, I would say.
Yeah, I would say at the oldest, but he could also just be like 5. He
could be 5. Yeah, that's true.
But the idea that it's like, okay, I'm gonna be doing this, and who knows why she's doing it, right? She needs money for her studies to help fund whatever, right?
Maybe she
the
has
more
to
expensive teachers.
Maybe she has to teach a number of students a certain level of magic,
right? As a part of her lessons,
as a part of her like officially gaining access to like more more intermediate spells or something like that.
Show that you truly understand this material by teaching it to someone
she's got a dope ass staff.
She does have a dope
blue
staff.
Gem kind of hovering in between
it's
bone.
It's very cool. It's very cool. Yep. Yeah. But her personality is super engaging. I think she'll be a very fun character to just have around as kind of like a that supply of snide commentary that doesn't necessarily just come from the main character.
Yes.
Because given the situation for the main character, a lot of the way this episode went seemed to be very much like hey, let's see what it would actually be like if you got reincarnated into a fantasy world, right? Both with the character being
very aware of fantasy tropes in general.
Well, very aware of fantasy tropes, but obviously not having their shit together, like in a lot of isekai stories. You might want to kind of just gloss past that. But then also things like No, if you're reincarnated, you're reincarnated, actual reincarnation from birth, right? So you know, in a similar situation to like Tanya or something like that, you
very
have
similar to Tanya.
you have time to figure out shit. So you have, regardless of whether or not you come with any inherent gifts, just the fact that you're cognizant and have a lifetime of experience as a baby,
all those memories
is huge.
mean a lot.
Right, it means a lot. So he's able to start working the magic muscles, you know, from as long as he's basically able to crawl, right?
Yeah.
And so naturally that will give him some big advantages when it comes to, you know, acclimating to this world, right? Cool. But I can't remember where I was going with that. But
basically that even though he doesn't have any necessary skills that were given to him, like most isekai, where it's the, here's your special thing that you bring to the fantasy world, he just brings his memories. Right. And that in of itself is an extreme power-up, if you want to look at it that way.
Right.
Now, I do love the way in which his magical abilities slowly get practiced by him over the course of years, just creating water so that he can create 2 water balls, and 3, and 4.
Because he's
and
bored.
5.
He's a kid with nothing to do with the mind of a 30-something that's used to just playing video games all day. Right.
So of course he's going to grind his stats up, you know, in secret.
Mm-hmm.
But I love once it's revealed, instead of it being punished, the family reveals their wholesomeness as well, in almost like a gleeful, like silly way. She's like,
it's almost like she just turns to her husband and is just like,
I was right.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I love the fact that we're already going over a number of years here, means that we're going to see the adults grow up as well.
Yeah.
There's a really cool potential aspect for storytelling here, where I would say that we're probably going to age up our protagonist at least another 5 to 10 years.
Yeah,
I would guess that we're going to age him up to that classic 15-year-old boy kind of.
And maybe
age.
maybe he ends up only being like 12 or something. Because like when I look at like the art for the thing, you know, where it's like Mushoku Tensei, you know, he looks, you know, like not
he doesn't look that old.
Yeah, he doesn't look that old, but he's
Maybe
definitely
13.
older than he is right now.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. But that idea of then aging him up to that point means then that the parents are going to age up as well.
Right.
And then their experience as parents will then be, you know, maybe a little bit more in that regard. And I really love the idea that while their little ecosystem that they've got here is all perfect and wonderful, all it would take is for things to go slightly awry, and I could see his own irregularities as being this reincarnated being in a kid's body, creating all kinds of problems for them.
Oh, yeah.
That thrust him away from this quiet, idyllic little life.
Like,
here.
there was a part of me that was wondering when he went into, let's go to the intermediate magic.
I was like, oh shit, don't burn your house down.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, you just started your own tragic backstory in this fantasy world, you know?
Yeah, I could totally have seen that happening. Yeah.
Thankfully, they're fine. And I get the feeling they're fairly badass themselves.
Right.
So, you know, they might be able to take
maybe they're a bit out of practice, you know, necessarily. Yeah. But the way she just casually was like, I'll just use a little healing spell. Why not? You know,
right,
cure wounds,
exactly.
you know. I also love the magic. This show is visually gorgeous when it uses the spells.
Yep. It is. Like, it is beautiful.
It's also fast and snappy in a way that reminds me a little bit of Avatar, but with 2020, 2021 like visuals.
Sure.
The idea that when he was just dropping the water out of his hand, it was like bloop, 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 bloop. I was just like, this is Avatar. This is basically like Avatar, in that the water is just a nice little, but just the idea of like, I just snappy little like bloop, 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 bloop. I don't know. I really enjoyed that.
It's something where when I think of isekai, right, almost all of them will have magic, right? Like I can't, like, even just thinking about it,
why would you have an isekai?
Right, why would you have an isekai where there's no magic, right? You know, it's like you got to have magic.
It's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, and yet when I think about magic that I've seen in isekai, and granted I haven't seen too many isekai, right?
No, me neither.
But I'm usually not impressed. Like, I'm usually not impressed by magic and fantasy in general. Like, a lot of the times I feel like because for something like fantasy magic, you can kind of want to lean on the pre-established conventions around it, so that way you don't need to spend as much time, introducing your audience to the magic of this world and how it works, right?
But thankfully, because he's a kid.
He's got a good reason for that to happen.
Yep.
But also, that in the way that it's explored in the information side of things, this is how the magic works, but then also with the visuals, in general, it just makes me really excited to get into the magic system. And that's something that I'm not used to feeling with regards to an isekai.
Yeah,
so,
I could very much feel the, because this is an adaptation, but the writer basically having their little thing of like, yes, it's a good system. Oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, yes, your magic system is probably wonderful. I'm sure. We haven't really fully gotten into it, but we'll see.
Even just having the different levels of magic, but actually having a name for it rather than
instead
just
of like 5th level spell.
Right, exactly. It's
or just calling it vaguely high level magic, you know?
But so that we know exactly when someone says intermediate magic, what does that mean?
What does that actually mean? Right.
And at what point does it go up to the magic of the gods? One of the things that I really like about how that's set up, we might actually have characters that are like mortals that are casting divine magic. I don't know. We'll have to see how the story takes it. But what that communicates to me is that they've scoped out the realm of possibilities, right? And it goes all the way up to the stuff of the divine, right?
Meaning that there are those that have studied the arcane to the point where they're like, oh yeah, we're well aware of what divine magic is and what it looks like.
Right, exactly. Even if maybe mere mortals never go into even the top 3 categories of magic. Who knows, right? You know, but the idea that we even if we can't fully manipulate it easily, we do know what it is and we can communicate that information, right? So even if, say, Roxy can only use intermediate magic, that might still be pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
The intermediate spell that he used from within the house blew the side of the house off. When he wasn't...
The jet stream of water continued out without dropping until the water dissipated into the air, creating a tiny little cloud that then showered them with rain.
Yep. That's pretty
pressurized water. Like, that's a railgun, basically.
Like, that's fantastic, right? You know, you even took basically the cantrip of just create a ball of water, right? And it split a tree. A lot of the times in stories, and also I feel like especially in books, like, you'll get things where it's like, yes, this person can use magic and things like that. But then it ends up just being like, this is just like 2nd level D&D spell stuff. Or it's supposed to be like the super
smite. I swung my sword and a red arc of energy carried around it, made my swing twice as strong.
Right. Wow. And it's just like that.
Incredible.
That doesn't end up being very interesting to me, right?
No, it's not.
You know, it's
boring.
Like, but the reason why I feel like a lot of the times the magic will be toned down a ton to where it's not actually that incredible is because then it can get very difficult to write around.
Yes.
But because this character is starting as a child, we don't have to worry about that.
Everything be OP and fun and
cool.
Yep,
exactly. Because he's probably not going to get there for, at least like 5 years, which is an eternity for this kid.
And I can tell, you know, given that we had to be spoiled because of potential content warning, stuff like that, if you're going to be putting your hands on Roxy, you're going to catch these hands, my man.
Right.
So
well, hey, if we get a time skip of 5 to 7 years, right, then maybe at the very least she'll stop being a middle school girl and she'll be, 20 or something. But I don't know if that's, if anything,
that might be wishful thinking.
That might be wishful thinking. And maybe that's the best sort of meta way we would know of how much time skips or not this show's actually going to do. But yeah, as far as the fact that that he is this way, that is something that I appreciate, though, as being brought up as if you're having someone who is like, full neat, all of that stuff, this is it's not crazy that would be something that would also be happening, right? Because yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's the episode.
Wonderful
great introduction to the world and the character. And here we go. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.